one of the other questions I got, and this is a bit off in kind of the stream of topic that we've been discussing so far in the videos in relationships and sexuality, but does have to relate back, is more of a coaching question of how do I follow my life's path, or how do I control my life's path to perhaps getting the relationships that I want, to perhaps getting the job that you want, to perhaps traveling where you want, the education that you want. Because, and this is something that homosexual men don't learn the same way that heterosexual men do, that part of how you attract a mate is by being attractive, by your intellect, by your smarts, two different things. Plenty of intelligent people who aren't that smart, and plenty of smart people who aren't that intelligent by an IQ test. Also by your emotional availability, by your capacity to be empathetic, to be sympathetic, to create intimate connections with people, by your interest in parenting children, by taking care of your pets, by taking care of yourself health-wise, by practicing, yes, even safe sex. Those things all fall into being someone who is conscious, and conscious in an aware kind of way of taking care of themselves, and then you can extend that to being in a relationship with somebody else. Unfortunately, one of the relationship myths, and we can expand this to not just relationships, but also material things, is that people believe that when I get that thing, I will be a better person. And to some degree, there will, of course, be improvement. People who are in great relationships and happy marriages and have jobs that they enjoy tend to be more vibrant, energetic, attractive people. But they arrived with some level of energy, of attractiveness, of vivaciousness. So that when you're looking for a relationship, part of that means being an attractive person. And I just don't mean physically, I mean spiritually and emotionally and socially. So, if you're looking for a relationship, what are some coaching tips for that? To meet people in places. One of the things I did, and I was actually looking this up online, and there's some great things coming up, going to Madison Square Garden, saving up and going to an event you've never been to before. I was just looking that there's going to be a boxing event in March, and the tickets will be between $200 to $500. But I was thinking about how my parents had told me about going to boxing events. It's like, you know something? I've never been to an arena, a kind of ringside seating boxing event. There's also Knicks games. There's going to be the New York Islanders are going to be there. Their baseball season is coming up soon. There are football games. There are colleges that have games as well. Go to places you've never gone before. What I always tell men in the workshops is stop going to bars. I'll teach you in some later workshops why it's an unequal distribution of who's looking for what in bars. But go places where there are men. And most importantly, I tell people, and I do this myself when traveling, look good, look the best you can look. That you wear your nice outfit. If you're going on JetBlue, wear a suit, because you never know who you're going to bump into. And you always want to be attractive, and maybe you carry yourself differently in a suit. So it might be more comfortable to travel in sweats, but you want to dress nicely. You want to have some clean, well-pressed jeans. So a sporting event is a great place to go to. There are boat shows. There are car shows. Get a learning annex brochure and see the different classes that are coming up there. And don't go to the ones that women are at, because that's not what you're looking for. I never go to the supermarket looking for a car battery. Why? Because that's not where they're at. You want to go where men are at. Here's something that also happens in that homosexual men generally don't admit in their hypermasculinity, as they're pretending, and it is pretending to be hypermasculine, that they're scared. That they're scared particularly of the ones who tended to be the most assaulting or jibing or rejecting as they were growing up. Homosexual men are scared of men. And just think about that for a second. That what you want to be accepted by You may have even been rejected by when you were first, your sexuality was burgeoning, or you were learning boundaries around your sexuality, maybe even being attracted to a straight guy, and his rejection of you, whether he knew about your attraction or not. So those things occur, and that helps to kind of foster a fear about men. The homosexual men who find men and are the best in being in relationships tend to fall into two categories, I've noticed, in my workshops. Men who have dated and or been in relationships with women. Why? Because they're able to recognize that another human being is not them, that another human being is completely different than they are. And homosexual men who are not afraid to be flexible in their thinking and go new and interesting places that they may have never been before. So that's your assignment. And send me emails about it. And this is going all over the world, so this will be fabulous. That, where have you gone? Try something new by yourself. Try something new being attractive. Try something like Toastmasters. That's a great thing where you stand up in front of a room and say who you are. Because here's what will happen. If you commit to that more than you commit to going to a bar, an attractive man is going to notice you. And most importantly, you're going to learn how to communicate with other men. And you're going to learn to get over some of that anxiety and apprehension and sense of judgment and criticism from them. Go to sports bars. Go to different places you wouldn't normally go and just learn to kind of just be with men because you're attracted to men, so you might as well learn how to be with them. So the first step, whether you're doing it for a career, whether you're doing it to investigate school to go to, whether you're looking at how to get into a relationship. This is an excellent exercise. Within 24 hours of this, make a plan, figure out something to do. You're online already, so you can look it up in whatever town you're in, and go to that thing within 24 hours of this video. And if you do that, not only once, but then we'll talk about how to do things consistently, how to more focus in on your goals of whether it's around a relationship or work or school or some other accomplishments that you want to make, like starting a business or something like that. We'll talk about how to do that. But within 24 hours of this video, of the first time that you watch this, go somewhere new. Apply somewhere new. Get that school information. Contact that company you've been thinking about working for. I don't care if you've contacted them 10 times before. Call them again. Do you have a job opening? Or ask somebody out on a date if you know somebody who your sexualities match, or they might have had some interest, or you've always thought about asking them out. Ask them out on a date. And remember, you can tell them, hey, I saw these videos, and dates for me, I've got a 90-day sex rule, so you don't have to worry about anything happening over dinner, other than we're going to have a wonderful meal and a great conversation. And in some other videos, I'm going to give you some great questions to talk about during dates, as well as some great places to go during dates. So, this is your challenge. 24 hours from watching this video, the first step in whatever your plan is. Good luck, keep your chin up, and remember, 4 simple words. He is not you. So stop trying to treat him like you feel inside, and instead find out who he is inside.